Hello, hello, welcome. This is the global community for adults who are healing CPTSD. My name is Athena, and we have all been showing up here about once a week for almost 10 years now. It's been such a healing decade, truly. Today marks the day that 10 years ago I met with a CPA and wanted to discuss what it would look like to start an organization for trauma survivors. And I met with him in a coffee shop. His name was David. We talked for 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours. And I had a million questions about the possibility, the viability, and it is with gratitude that I can tell you that here I am 10 years later to the day, and we are here. This YouTube channel was very, very early beginning stages of that. One of the earliest parts of the organization being formed. So, thank you. Thank you for being here. It is the day before my 50th birthday. I will be turning 50 years old tomorrow. And it's been the most beautiful decade of my life, the most healing decade of my life. So thank you, with my hand on my heart. Thank you for clicking on this video. Thank you for choosing to be here. Thank you. Thank you for being a part of this growing community. Without you, none of this could happen. A very special thank you to John Harvey, Ninja Taco, our Blue Wrench crew, for moderating the stream, keeping this a safe place for us to come week after week, to feel seen and heard and valued, all within the context of safety. So thank you. Thank you for being a part of my dream that I had for my 40th birthday. And thank you for being here as part of my gratitude for my 50th birthday. It really is just, it's like a dream come true, right? So this YouTube channel is sponsored by the Foundation for Post-Traumatic Healing and Complex Trauma Research, also known as CPTSD Foundation. And thank you. Thank you for being here. I just want to pause before we get started today. We're going to do some breath work. We have our meditation with Morgan Harper Nichols, our healing strategy with Dr. Ariel Schwartz, and our Loving the Self affirmation with Lisa A. Romano. But first, I just want to say hi to everyone. Hello to you, Jeffrey Sherman. I am waving back to you, sending you smiley faces and hearts. I am waving back to you, Midnight Blue, and sending you back purple hearts. Aw, John Harvey says, hello everyone, and happy early birthday, Athena. Thank you so much, John Harvey. Ninja Taco says hello, Athena, and chat. I'm waving back to you, John Harvey and Ninja Taco. So good to see you, Recovery Buddy. Sending you back smiley faces. Midnight Blue says hi everyone. Jeffrey Sherman says hey Athena. Yay, another decade. Thank you, Jeffrey Sherman. Thank you, Midnight Blue. Thank you for being part of my family, my friendly family of choice. Aw, Leslie says, congratulations. I've been on my journey for a little over 10 years. Same, it's been the hardest and best decade of my life as well. I honor you, Leslie. I honor your journey. I honor your process. I'm so grateful you're here. Emily says, hello. Hello, all. My goodness. I don't know how. I have been sitting here and missed it. Actually go live. Aw, you didn't miss anything. We're so glad you're here. Midnight Blue says, so grateful for you all. So grateful for you as well. Thank you for the birthday wishes, Emily. And thank you for the Halloween wishes, John Harvey. Thank you for the cake, Emily. This Be Me says, hello, everybody. Aw, thank you, Leah. Leah says, hello, family. Happy birthday. Thank you so much. You all are so wonderful. Hello, Nexus. I'm waving back to you. Hello, Christine. Christine says, it's my first time here live. I am saying hello to you, and with my hand on my heart, I have such gratitude that you have chosen to be here today. Christine. Thank you for the birthday wishes, Nexus and This Be Me. Thank you, thank you. I am so happy you made it here also. This Be Me. So here we go. Here we go, everybody. We are going to start our breath work, and then we have our meditation or devotional with Morgan Harper Nichols. Her artwork is what you see up on the screen. Then we have our compassionate healing strategy with Dr. Ariel Schwartz. And we have our Loving the Self affirmation with Lisa A. Romano. So, as always, I will describe my setup for you. I'm sitting in my workspace. I have my retainers in, by the way, so if I have a speech impediment, it's because I have my retainers in. So, my feet are propped up out in front of me. I have a pillow supporting my posture. My spine is strong. My heart space is open, and my belly is soft. So we're going to do some box breathing. Let's do box breathing. We're going to breathe in for 4 counts. We're going to hold for 4 counts. We're going to breathe out for 4 counts. And then we're going to hold for 4 counts. And we will do that together 4 times. I will count you in on your first breath and on your 4th breath. And then we will all be breathing on our own on our 2nd and 3rd breath. Okay? Let us begin. In 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. On your own now. Again. Last time. Together now. Breathe in 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Well done. Oh, I got a nice big yawn. I hope that breath work felt nice and nourishing for you. So here we go. The theme this week, we're continuing our theme with boundaries, and we are also celebrating and welcoming change, even if it's the smallest of changes. Okay? Morgan says, in whatever ways you have been learning to let go and welcome change, I hope you can be proud of yourself. I hope you can be proud of yourself in the ways you have been able to be present to your life, even in the smallest ways. Sometimes letting go and welcoming change looks like opening your heart to friendship or love, even though it can be hard to be present to someone in that way. And even though you may not know the depth of what that relationship will be, you are allowing yourself to be seen. And that alone is bravery. Sometimes letting go and welcoming change looks like more quiet time with yourself. Maybe you are learning how to enjoy your own company and go on a journey of discovering things you enjoy that you never had much time for before. You don't always have a goal for this quiet time, but you are learning to let yourself just be. And that means something. Sometimes letting go and welcoming change can look like saying goodbye to the way things used to be. You are finding yourself leaving behind old ways of thinking or being and embracing the path before you, one day at a time. You don't always know what the future holds, but you feel yourself changing, your heart healing, and that is something worth acknowledging. sometimes letting go and welcoming change means trying new things. Maybe the fear of imperfection or the fear of getting it wrong in front of the wrong people has kept you from trying things in the past. But if you are finding yourself even beginning to explore thoughts such as, I wonder if, or maybe I could, then you are allowing yourself to let go and step into the unknown. And that is courage in action. You are learning to let go and welcome change. And that in itself is a beautiful thing. May the act of letting go and welcoming change be a way of taking care of yourself, a way of reminding yourself that you are worthy of the journey of growth and transformation that it leads to. May you never forget that as you let go and welcome change, you are allowing yourself to be seen in a new way, and that alone is bravery. So keep letting go and welcoming change in whatever way you can, and trust that even here, in the midst of uncertainty and vulnerability, you are discovering new parts of yourself that have been waiting to emerge all along. I love Morgan. She gives me so much confidence. I feel stronger when I read her words. So we have our compassionate healing strategy by Dr. Ariel Schwartz. We're continuing our theme of asserting our boundaries. Our compassionate healing strategy is titled Asserting Our Boundaries. So this healing strategy includes some thought-provoking journal prompts, followed by some very empowering statements. Okay? So you're welcome to share in the chat box anything that comes up for you. This healing strategy is focused on helping us develop our boundaries. Boundaries help us to assert our separateness. Asserting our separateness is an essential part of healthy differentiation. We've been talking over the last couple of weeks about healthy differentiation. In case that term is new to you, go back and listen to the last couple of videos. So boundaries can also help us to set limits with our inner critic and any of our self-harming behaviors. One way we can define our boundaries is to know ourself and to know our limits. So let's check in with ourselves. Let me know what comes up for you in the chat box if that feels safe for you. So, journal prompt number 1. When it comes to interactions with other people, are you willing to accept rude or aggressive behavior? Next, how do you know when someone has crossed a boundary? Next, how do you feel when someone else treats you disrespectfully? Next, how do you feel when you treat yourself aggressively or disrespectfully? So, it's also helpful to know our values when we are asserting these healthy boundaries and when we're pondering these questions. So, let's take a moment and explore our values. What is it that you value in people, places, or even things? What do you value? And how do you feel when you or someone else behaves in a way that is not in alignment with those values? So I'll share aloud since I'm here and I'm facilitating, and you're more than welcome to share in the chat box. So for me, once I was able to identify my values, I was able to answer the rest of the journal prompts. But without identifying my values, I found it difficult to experience a felt sense of the journal prompts about accepting rude or aggressive behavior, or knowing when someone had crossed the line or crossed a boundary, or even knowing how I felt when someone treated me disrespectfully, or how I felt when I treated myself aggressively or disrespectfully. So until I identified my values, I was unable to have a felt sense of any of those other questions. So for me, since I was raised in an environment where there was a lot of domestic violence, drugs, alcohol, substance abuse, domestic disturbances, physical altercations, police activity, weapons. I was desensitized to interpersonal violence and didn't really have an accurate barometer as to what was acceptable versus unacceptable behavior. So for me, identifying my values meant that I looked at the character traits of the people who raised me, and many of them were quite bigoted, racist, homophobic, misogynistic, and truly aggressive and lacking in empathy, lacking in compassion, lacking in any level of appropriate levels of communication, extremely chaotic, extremely toxic, extremely dysfunctional. extremely neglectful, extremely abusive. So, because the character of those who raised me included certain behavior traits and character traits, my values, present day, and basically my entire adult life, have included what I value most about people and places and even things is I value environments that are very inclusive and loving and kind. And I value people who exude compassion and boundaried empathy, who have the ability to acknowledge others in a very realistic way that is validating and affirming. And I enjoy environments where everyone is treated equally with love, kindness, respect, and everyone's dignity is left intact. No one experiences verbal or any other type of abuse. And I refuse to surround myself with people who have an air of elitism or entitlement, bigotry, misogyny, homophobia, or racism. I do not surround myself with these people. It causes me to feel physically ill if I am around people who are racist or misogynistic or bigoted or entitled. I refuse to put myself in those situations. And so once I got in touch with my values, I was then able to go back and answer the questions earlier on, the journal prompts. And I really feel like even pausing to check in with myself to figure out what my values were was very, very helpful in this exercise, in this healing strategy. Now, the end of this healing strategy of asserting our boundaries, we have a list of 8 statements here that I will read to you. And these statements represent healthy boundaries. I want to invite you to pause, to check in with yourself, and to notice how you feel as you hear me declare these statements. And Dr. Ariel is inviting us to notice how we feel when we declare these statements. Okay? And the invitation from Dr. Ariel is to explore bringing these statements into our life to help us assert the boundaries with ourselves and with others. So personal boundaries and interpersonal boundaries. Statement number 1. Let me know how this lands for you. Let me know what comes up for you, okay? I can say no even if someone else doesn't like it. Next, I can change my mind even if I disappoint someone. Next, it is not okay for anyone to humiliate me. Next, I have the right to ask for more information when I am confused. Next, it is okay to tell someone that I do not like how he or she is speaking to me. Next, I can leave the room if someone yells at me. Next, I can end relationships that are hurtful to me. And last, I can tell myself to stop being so critical or hurtful to me. Remember, we get to stand up to our inner critic. Our inner critic isn't even us, and it's not even true. Our inner critic is the voice of whomever brought you to a place called CPTSD Foundation on YouTube. Whatever chaos, toxicity, dysfunction, neglect, or abuse that you endured that brought you to this place, your inner critic is oftentimes parroting sentiments and messages that are from these abusive people. Okay? So how does that land for you? How are you feeling? Boundaries with others and with ourselves can be very hard. I just want to pause and just witness you with such compassion. I want to acknowledge whatever it is that's brought you here today. however it is that you're feeling today. If you are weary from this journey, if you are feeling sad or angry, or if you're having a good enough, a happy enough, even a great day, I honor you. I honor your process. I have such deep empathy for whatever it is that's brought you here today. Each of us has a very similar lived experience. We've all endured repeated relational trauma, and we're choosing to be here in community with one another. So let's end our time together with our loving the self affirmation. Lisa writes specifically to those of us who grew up in homes where our trauma actually began perhaps when we were younger with our first family, with our family of origin, and not necessarily in adulthood. So if your trauma began when you were an adult, this might not land as deeply, but my deepest hope is that it's helpful and supportive, at the very least interesting. So here we go. Lisa says, I know that my self is connected to all that is. My self is the stillness within me that lies beyond my old conditioning, programming, and consequential negative emotions. Today, I will observe the old and begin accepting what is, because I now know that I was never not enough. I was always enough. Even though my caretakers were unable to give me the emotional support I deserved or in the way that I needed it when I was a child. How does that land for you? Hello to anyone I haven't been able to greet by name. It's so good to see you. Yes. This be me says, my caregivers failed me, not the other way around. Likewise. Hello, Jennifer. So good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you all so much for spending time here this evening. It was so good to see you. It's like an early birthday present for me. So I'm turning 50 years old tomorrow. And with my hand on my heart, I'm sending so much gratitude to you, each and every one of you. So grateful for you. Thank you for choosing to be here. If you're listening to this on a replay, thank you for clicking on this video. Thank you for any thumbs up or likes if this is something that was helpful for you. Thank you for subscribing to this YouTube channel. And thank you for your support of the Foundation for Post-Traumatic Healing and Complex Trauma Research. It's truly been a labor of love and a dream come true. As I was saying at the beginning of our time together this evening, 10 years ago today, I sat in a coffee shop with a CPA named David for like almost 3 hours and asked every question under the sun about what it would be like for me to start a nonprofit, to start a charitable organization for trauma survivors. And it has been such a journey. I'm so very, 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 very grateful for everything. Ooh, Jennifer turns 50 next year. I'm telling you, girl, I'm so excited. I had a cancer scare in my early 20s and never really thought I would make it this far, so I'm super, super excited. Christine says 50 is a big deal. I feel like it is. I'm so excited. Jeffrey Sherman says, I can hear the AARP and Huamana in the mail already. I hope so. They better start sending me some discounts, man. Come on now. I want to go to the little cafe, the little diner, and I want to have my coffee and my little breakfast at the counter. I want to get my senior discounts, you guys. I'm so excited. This Be Me says, we are doing it. We are healing. Yes, we are. Leslie said, happiest of birthdays. My decade happened in my 50s and 60s, so you are 10 years ahead of me. Best wishes for many, many, many great years. Thank you so much, Leslie. Thank you so, 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 so much. Aw, thank you, Recovery Buddy. My hand is on my heart. Thank you. I'm so grateful for you, always. Leah says, I'm thankful that you did go through with this. Me too. It's been a lot of work. It took me almost 5 years to just jump through all the hoops and get the paperwork and the articles of we jokingly call them the Articles of Confederation, but that's not what they're called. We had to put together a lot of paperwork and bylaws, and there's a board, and like there's just it's a lot of legal jargon and paperwork and red tape and jumping through hoops. And so for me, who didn't have access to my prefrontal cortex, it took me a long time, and I had a lot of help. I would never been able to get here without so many of you, and also Matt and Shirley, and I feel so, so, so very grateful. So please be extra kind and patient and gentle with yourself, and I'll either see you over in our community. There's a link in the chat box and in the description section of the video, or I'll be back here next Monday and every Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern. I hope you take really good care of yourselves and have a cupcake or raise a glass for my 50th birthday with me tomorrow. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for being in my life and for allowing me to be in yours. Good night, everyone.